he's not doing the interview that he's supposed to be doing. This is not going to end well. Coaches have an obligation with CAF to honor the interviews. Something must have then really upset him that he doesn't seem keen to be doing the interview here. Our team has been waiting to speak to him after the game. You will think that he'll be a bit more happier than this after the pressure that he was under during the week, and especially after a much better performance from Mamelodi Sundowns. But yeah, gives us an opportunity then to look back at the game. Hlompho still here with us, as well as Itumeleng Khune, just to talk about the game, and hopefully he will honor the interview, because we'd like to hear from him, Miguel Cardoso, the winning coach. But we did say before the game it might be Valentine's Day, but there's no love lost on the field today, and we saw a lot of that. But Hlompho, back to you though. Yeah. Good win for Sundowns, good performance, clean sheet, 3 points through to the quarterfinals, and you said that's all that mattered today.
Yeah, that's all the team needed to proceed to the knockout stages. And I did mention that in the beginning of the build-up that it doesn't matter how you win it. It's a game of personality today, and it has revealed the character of the team. This team is not as bad I think they are, yeah. And I always believe you can't be a bad team over a period of 4 months. There should be a confidence problems in terms of players, but I do see a team that can compete. I see a team that can, win football matches. If you win a football matches in that the pressure match like they have today, I didn't see them cracking. I didn't see them doing things that they have never done before. I saw a team that managed to have a control of the match, managed to push the ball around, which is how they normally do things. And I was confident to see how they managed to even score early. And that's why I've been saying that the only challenge the new Sundowns team has is to drag the matches longer. And I was
Let's go back to Loftus. Looks like Coach Cardoso is ready to talk now to Mazola Molefe.
The winning coach, Coach Miguel Cardoso, highly charged match. You could see from the effort that the boys gave, even from the touchline, we could just cut that tension with a knife. But you are the one that progresses to the knockout phase. Just your thoughts on just how your boys performed throughout these group stages and this afternoon.
Well, I think we made a wonderful match. Wonderful. Understanding what to do in every moment of the game. Champions League is this. Champions League is show the understanding of everything that is happening in the pitch. We knew that we had to make a strong start, and we did. We scored a goal. We needed they would change the dynamics, try to bring something else, but we knew that we had to keep the ball, play the game in order to find the second goal and not drop. Neither on the attitude, neither on the seek of the goal. These boys deserve the world. I feel so proud. Today I feel proud from the energy we have from the stands. I made an appeal on our fans to focus on what is important, not to let themselves distract from the way and the togetherness that we have to have. And today the Ubuntu spirit was on the pitch, on the stands, and united us. This is the family of Masandawana. That's what we have to be until the end of the season.
And Coach Cardoso, you seem to have worked very closely with your players in terms of not dropping off the pace. They seem to keep it going right up till the end.
Yeah, when you play a football game, being in with 1-0 advantage, and you try to protect your result, you can lose. And we didn't do that. We looked, obviously we had to understand which moments we were playing, but we were focused on going on the second goal. We made some corrections at half-time, and I think we brought the right attitude, tactically, strategically, and on the mindset. Fire on the ice, ice on the ice, but fire on the heart.
Good luck, Coach. We'll catch up in the press conference.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's Coach Miguel Cardoso, and we close it off here at Loftus Versfeld, off to the press conference, and Mamelodi Sundowns still in the Champions League, going further in the competition.
And that's all that matters, Mazola. As long as they are through, anything can happen then in the quarterfinals. You can hear Coach Miguel Cardoso sounds very relieved after the tough week that he has had building up to this encounter. But once again, Sundowns are through to the quarterfinals. They've not missed the quarterfinals since 2018. We've heard from Hlompho. Itumeleng Khune, what did you like about this performance of Sundowns?
Yeah, no, Sundowns looked like the champions. They look like a team that wanted to win this match. Obviously, playing at home, you always want to take advantage of your opponents. And again, taking their chances, they created and they converted. And again, the most important thing, again, is to keep a clean sheet. So I liked the energy on the field, and they didn't want to allow MC Alger to intimidate them, you know, and they stuck to their guns and said, you know what, not here, not at Loftus, not in South Africa. So I think they won the battle on and off the field.
Ah, okay, good point. Trust a goalkeeper to remind us that there was a clean sheet in this game. When all we are talking about is 3 points. But having said that, Hlompho kekakana, though, it means Sundowns will finish second because Al Hilal have won against Limpopo. Sundowns are finishing second, which means that they will face the number ones of the other group. Does it matter for Sundowns?
Oh, no, Mr. Msia, when you are in a big tournament of this nature, you don't choose your opponent, unfortunately. When you go to the knockout stages, who face whoever you want to face, or what the fixtures are coming, and you have to make sure that you eliminate whoever is coming for you to be going to the finals. And I think we can all agree that if you're meeting Al Ali, even if you don't want to meet them now, chances are you might meet them in the knockout stage or a semi-final. So you rather be prepared to meet everybody and anybody.
Tell us more about this culture. Every game, this is what Sundowns does there. Win or lose.
Yeah, we are a team that has got that relationship with our fans, and I think that has been our way of doing things for quite some time now. We know the 57 of us when we close up to each other.
Oh, you said it, not me.
Yeah, so we closer to each other, the support and get stronger. And we all know that when we win as a team, and when we lose as a team. And this is the moment where I believe the supporters are more important in this season more than ever before, because the team hasn't been playing to the standard that we are known the team to be. Yeah. But when they've got the fans, that they will support them to push them, you know, to get into the rhythm of winning football matches with ease, with dominance. And I do believe that they will be stronger. And I think this is the match where it will define their season, simply because of how difficult, how the match was a pressure match coming to this match.
Yeah, so just to confirm, because Sundowns finished second, they will face one of the other number ones in the other groups. At the moment, we do know Pyramids has qualified as group winners. The defending champions or the holders in their group. Stade Malien have also qualified as group winners. Al Ahly were top of their group going into this weekend. So let's see if they finish top. But MC Alger, Rhulani are out then. They'd reached the quarterfinals last season of the Champions League. It's going to be interesting to see how they look at it. St. Eloi Limpopo is the team that knocked out Orlando Pirates in the preliminary rounds, and they are also out then. So it's Al Hilal of Sudan, who incredibly have not had league football in Sudan, going into the third year now because of the civil war. So they've been playing their league games in Mauritania. The other season they played in Rwanda also, but they're through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League along with Mamelodi Sundowns. Itumeleng Kune for MC Alger, Rhulani Mokoena, what went wrong, or how do they look at this campaign now, considering that they'd reached the quarterfinals last season?
Yeah, obviously we would have expected them to get out of this group also, and obviously to do better than they did last season. Yeah. But again, they met their match today in Sundowns, the team that came into this match under pressure with everything that's been going on in the club. But I'm happy that the players told themselves that it has nothing to do with us. Yeah. Let's just block the noise. Let's not let the energy negative energy come into the camp. Yeah. And they focused surely on the 90 minutes, and it was very important that they win this game convincingly so that the pressure can be off the shoulders of the coach. Because like the skipper said, every team, we lose together, we win together. And there's no way that we can separate the two, where fans are there and then players are there, then the coach is there. So Sundowns gave a good example of what the team means. Together, everyone achieves more. And that's exactly what they portrayed in today's match.
What does that stand for? Together, everyone achieves
more.
More. I see what you did there. It's short for team.
Yeah.
T-E-A-M. Yes. Itumele Nkune there. Hey? Taking us to school. But well done to Mamelodi Sundowns then in front of their home fans, which is what is important. They've got some big games coming up also, are still competing obviously to defend their league title, but they are pushing for Champions League glory. This is the big one, Hlompho, every season here. Or did you also have to dance, Hlompho, in front of the supporters?
No, I didn't have the rhythm and the dance, but all I ever wanted to was to be in front of these people after winning a football match, because it's a nice feeling, it's a nice atmosphere. But yeah, of course, after here, they must build from here, going into the matches that are coming. There's a big one that is coming on Wednesday, which is going to be defining what the Mamelodi Sundowns are.
Hlompho already thinking ahead to Wednesday. Big game. He can't sleep at night thinking about that big game. But we'll take a short break and we'll look back at the game after that. The capital, Loftus Stadium, was the center of attention today, as many of the Sundowns fans going there to prove that football is their first love. Even on Valentine's Day, they went to the stadium to go and support the team. And I guess they got their Valentine's Day present then, with Sundowns giving them the 3 points, a clean sheet, can't forget that, and most importantly, qualification to the quarterfinals of the CAF Champions League. They will be delighted with that as they make their way home then after the game. There's another big game coming up. We'll tell you about that later, because Itumele Nkune has got one eye on that game. But just back to Sundowns' win. Obviously, Brian Leon has to be the player of the match here. Brilliant brace, Brian. Yeah, that's what we can call him for this game.
He played like a striker. A typical striker who wants to score in the box, and the goals that he scored, I'm happy that he managed to score them, both of them in the box, and that's where you need your striker to be, to have that final touch on the box. Difficult one that he scored in the second goal, which is a quality of a striker. This first one, for me, I thought the reaction of being a striker, for me, I was happy to see for Salas, winning the counter press, and immediately the striker was not lazy to be onside now after the second ball, because he won the first ball here, and then he came onside so that he can give himself a chance to score. Yeah. And I was happy to see that skipper, because most strikers, they let themselves down after this moment and they switch off, and immediately somebody took a shot, they found themselves wanting on offside position.
And you spoke about Saleh, how much work he does that sometimes goes unnoticed.
Yeah, no, to be quite honest with you, Mr. Musia, Saleh has been carrying Sundowns. Remember last season it was Ribeiro, he left, and now Saleh has that huge responsibility on his shoulders. Whether he comes on and he doesn't score, but you can see the contribution he contributes within the team. And even when he starts on the bench, you see the difference that, there's someone missing, there's that one missing puzzle, and as soon as he comes on, you start seeing things happening, the same as Marcelo Allende. You saw as soon as he came on, he started pulling the strings in the middle of the park, and we were so happy to see that, now Sundowns is starting to play, and they were still 1-0 up, but they needed the second goal consolation, and they did get it, which, Saleh has played a very important role.
Is that the control you were talking about, and that the coach was also talking about when Allende came on? There was a bit more control.
Marcelo is always on the move. He gives the team balance. He gives your team that stability on the field. And I do believe that when you are in a Mamelodi Sundowns team, you are known to have that possession. But sometimes when you are playing in the Champions League, a team that is same level as you are, they will always impose themselves in making sure that when they win the ball, they are already in your box. So you don't want to play that game when you after losing the ball, the opposition team is in your box. But when you have a player like Marcelo, Jaden Adams, Tebogo Mkena, when they play closer to one another, they've got their angle. And Marcelo, because he's always on the move, he gives the team that moment of saying, if you don't give me, I'll always get it. But they call it lend it. In that team where you give it me, I give you the ball, you must give it back to me. So that I'm borrowing you the ball. That's what they do, and he's good at it, Marcelo Allende.
Yeah, and Itumele Nkune has got better eyes than both of us here, Hlompho. He saw the touch here again.
Yeah, no, I saw a touch from Leon. That's what Skipper was referring to earlier. He knows how to position himself, because any other striker would have wanted to receive behind the defender, but he saw the gap. One of the mistakes that Alger made here was not to have a blocking player who can cut that ball before it gets to Leon. But you can see the hunger and the energy, and look how he sprinted. But again, very disappointing from the goalkeeper, because he took one step backwards instead of one step in front of the goal, because that ball could have easily deflected and hit the side net.
Because they always say you can't be beaten on your near post as the goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, definitely, Mr. Musia. It looks bad. It's like you don't know your positioning. It's like you are not aware of your surroundings. So your first priority as a goalkeeper is to make sure you guard the goalpost. Nothing should go past you.
Yeah, brilliant Brian with a brace. Brian Leon there. But on a serious note, though, I guess that's why Sundowns spend so much money on these players from outside of the country, because you want them to deliver, most importantly, in the Champions League.
Yeah, when you see a player of Brian's caliber coming into the Mamelodi Sundowns and contribute like he's doing, you get excitement, and you get that satisfaction to say there's a player that we brought and he can easily you see the reward. And I'm sure going forward you will want to see him, doing more for the Mamelodi Sundowns, because when he came to the Mamelodi Sundowns team, he came with a lot of reputation.
Big reputation.
And of course,
big money also.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, okay. Let me tell you that he came for big money. But though it might have been Valentine's Day, but there were some disappointing, some sour moments here, Itumeleng Khune.
Yeah, no. Kudos to Mamelodi Sundowns for not letting MCLJ get into their nerves and for not losing the focus, because they knew the importance of this game. If they win, they are out of the group stages. But MCLJ came with their antics of frustrating their opponents, but Sundowns is more experienced than them. So it was good to see Sundowns coming out tops in this match, but again, not anyone walking away with the red card, since it's a Valentine's. Someone could have easily received,
see what you did there.
A rose, which is a red card. But I'm happy that the referee wasn't playing too many times in his pocket.
Yeah, and how much of what happened in the build-up, Hlompho, do you think had to do with what these ugly scenes on the field? Because there were lots of allegations of spying and all sorts of things.
In a game of this nature, Mr. Musia, Sundowns came into this match very under pressure. They had one thing only, is to win football matches. I think Zograda here was very lucky not to go after pushing a player of the way he did. We always not like to see such pictures. We all know that in new football way, when you start pushing players like they did it, and you get caution. He was on a yellow. He was lucky to do that. Like his skipper says, maybe it's because it's Valentine. He was ready to, got his flowers. But more than anything, I think, when you see a team of MC Alger coming into Mamelodi Sundowns territory and they do not pack the pass, they feel like they are also a big team and they need to play the way they wanted to play. It's just unfortunate that Coach Rhulani said the better team won today.
Yeah, Sundowns always a better quality than MC Alger, and it showed this afternoon then. But there's another big game coming up. Oh, Itumeleng Khune, are you going home on a Valentine's date, or are you going to stay and watch Kaizer Chiefs? That is the big question now. It's time to prove where is your love and what is your first love. But coming up shortly on SABC2, Chiefs just need to avoid defeat in Egypt against Zamalek, and they are through to the quarterfinals of the CAF Confederation Cup, while Zamalek need to win there. And then tomorrow, Stellenbosch, unfortunately, already out of contention.